All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing an oil change on our 2011 Unicorn. We got this car about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I think, and it's been a very good element. At the moment we have the blacked out wheels that I did put the Meteor tires on there, which has saved us a lot of hassle because in the areas where we work there's a lot of construction, and we've been able to pick up about 5 to 6 nails. So having meaty tires, it's definitely a good thing. All right, the other thing that we did is we did find the roof racks, or I don't remember if it came with them, but either way it goes, the next stage on this is we're gonna put the little basket on this one. I did black out the emblems, as you can see. I also put the trailer hitch right there. I did a video on that, on how to mount it so it's flushed and it is not going down. I did heat up the bumper to make it more, I guess, to go with the flow. It looks crappy right now, but I plan to fix it later on. If not, I'll probably end up cutting it and kind of fiberglass in it to make it look a little better. The element, when we found it, we actually got this one in Austin, Texas, and it was a pretty good deal when we got it, with the mileage and everything that it had in there, the interior, and it was mostly highway miles, so it's not a bad deal. It already had the carpet in there, it had the cooler, and then it had the rear carpet. So it's very hard to find these now, so I'm kind of glad this one had them. And then everything else in the vehicle was actually in excellent shape. I did change out the speakers on this one, so all the speakers have been changed to the MB quarts with the tweeter integrated in there. They're not components, it's just regular MB quarts. And as you can see, most of these little speaker panels are pretty easy to remove, so when you take them off you could see it. So this whole system's been redone already, but what I am going to be doing pretty soon is I'm going to be swapping out the radio. So I'll be taking this Pioneer radio, I'm going to put this Pioneer radio in my old 55 Chevy, and I got a new Sony. We got like a $200 radio from Sony for Walmart for 80 bucks. So it was a pretty good deal. And I mean, it's a little nicer than this one because this was one of those like $100 stereos. It's got good features, but you know, there's always room to upgrade. So this element, like I said, it's a 2011. It has 154,000, mostly highway miles, so they're usually I feel like they're treated a little nicer. Now what I did do to this thing is we have to change some of the motor parts. And what I mean by motor parts, I don't mean like actual motor, like things in the motor, but more like the exhaust. I had to replace the exhaust because this panel, the shield guard, had broken, and when it broke, it tore a piece of the manifold. So what I did is I ordered a new exhaust manifold, a new shield, and some of the other parts that go with it, like the gasket, seals, bolts. And I took it actually somewhere to go get put on, mainly because I didn't want to sit there and deal with any broken bolts, because that really sucks. But the reason for today's video obviously is we're gonna go ahead and do an oil change. So I'm gonna make it as clear and easy as possible to do this, and it's gonna be a fun video because it should be pretty easy. So stay tuned, and let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack the car up. I'm gonna use my ramps, and most of the time on these elements they are a little higher. It's not like working on the SC. This one is a little higher, and you could probably squeeze it in there and do it, but I don't want to sit there and be in a tight spot. I'd rather just lift it. I could reach everything. I could slap the camera in there, and y'all could watch the whole thing being done. So let's get started. All right, once you hit it up on the ramp, make sure to hit your emergency brakes. Put a rock or something behind the back tire, especially if you have a standard, just for safety. You never know. Now I got these ramps from Harbor Freight, and they've actually been really good. I haven't really had any issues with them, and they've lasted. No cracks, no creaking. They feel pretty safe, so I definitely trust them. They're pretty good, especially for these little cars or the elements. They're excellent. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'll tell you exactly what you need so you can get this oil change done. First thing you're gonna need is a giant oil pan. 17-inch socket. You'll need a ratchet. It'll help. An extension, just in case. Short, long, who knows? We'll find out. This right here is the oil filter, I guess, tool. It's good to have it. Sometimes, you know, if you didn't do your own oil change, you might need it. But then sometimes if you did it yourself, then you know that you did it properly, so you might not need it. I always like having it around just in case. Oil filter. So then a big old jug of the 5W20. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like and notification bell, because on our next video, we're gonna go ahead and change the cabin filters. So I went ahead and got it, and that's it right there. So as soon as I do the oil change, I'm gonna gear up and I'm gonna do that. All right, so now it's time to crawl on in there and get this oil change done. As you can see right here, I don't think this bolt is too tight because there's a little oil seeping. You see that? So I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew it. You'll see the oil drip. Make sure you got your oil pan ready. Let that drip out completely, and then I'll put it back together. Make sure to tighten it. You don't want to be driving it without that bolt tight. I've seen people not tighten this bolt and the oil comes out and your car is going to be dead. So I always like taking the oil out, letting it drip for a while, and then I will go ahead and tighten this back up. That way I know I'm good. And then we'll go ahead and remove the oil filter. All right, so I got my 17 right here. Pretty basic. Okay, so we're gonna give it a quick loose, and then you'll see a little bit of the oil start dripping. All right, if you want to go all out, you can. There you go. All right, it's gonna come quick. Just be ready to catch it. There you go. And now the last time that we did the oil change is when I did the exhaust manifold. So somebody else did the oil change. I didn't do the oil change. I usually like doing my own oil changes. And here it's gonna come. You'll see right now. It's gonna go crazy. There you go. And as you can see, the oil is a little dingy. But you know, obviously we've been driving a lot. So it was time to change it. We had about maybe, I don't know, 15% left on the oil life. So it's we still had a little bit left, but I figured why not do it now? It's all good. You know what I mean? So go ahead and replace the oil, change the oil now, and save ourselves the hassle. Want to let it drip. You see that? Make sure to catch your oil. I'm going to clean this little area, and then I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up. As you can see, oil falling is very satisfying. Yes, yes. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna let it drip, clean it, tighten it. All right, make sure not to forget to tighten that bolt. Very important, man. All right, so as you can see, it's not dripping that much. Go ahead and put this on. Okay, remember, do not forget to put the bolt on. It's very important. So now that I got the bolt in, I'll tighten it up, and then we're gonna go ahead and remove the oil filter. And then once we got the oil filter off, I'll go ahead and clean it. All right, there you go. So we're gonna move on to the oil filter. Wait, let me double check, make sure. Okay, just in case. All right, let's do the oil filter. All right, so once you tightened up your bolt, your oil filter is really not that far. It's right there. Now, if you don't want to struggle, like I said, just grab that tool, you put it over your oil filter. See that? It goes right in, and you're just gonna loosen it up a little bit. All right. It's gonna be a very messy deal, so make sure you have your oil pan underneath. And then once you have it loose, all you got to do is remove this. Okay, little by little you twist, and you got to see where the oil is going to drip, because it's going to be messy. So don't worry about cleaning up yet, okay? And just go at it, see where it comes out of. And when you pull the oil filter out, you see the oil coming down already? There it is. It's dripping down, it's dripping down. You see that? That's normal. Don't freak out. And when you pull your oil filter up, the part that's towards the engine, basically turn it up. So whatever oil is in there, it'll stay in there. Now that I know where my oil is gonna drip to, my oil pan is right here. All I gotta do is twist it now. Hopefully it won't be so messy. You see that? It gets crazier afterwards. It's like your car peeing or something. And then you just gotta twist, 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 twist. There's a knob there, like a bolt kind of thing that goes in. So you just gotta like twist until it comes out. Don't worry about taking the tool out because it's almost impossible right now. It's stuck in there. And then you'll feel the oil filter come out, go up. You see that? And there you go. And that's the oil that comes out of it. See that? Now that you got it off, then you can worry about your tool. Until then, let this drip out, at least a little bit. And then you can grab your new oil filter, slap that sucker in there, and then you'll be ready to go to put your oil in. This is a new oil filter. As you can see, it is the correct one, or at least I think it is. But you should always check it. It's a, what is this number? It says it right there. You see that? It's the XG7317. So right here, XG7317. Always check, because if you try to go in there with a wrong filter and you screw up that thread right there, especially on your engine, you're gonna be in a world of pain. So don't do that. Take your time, have patience. All right, that's what it looks like. So we're good to go. All right. Now you see that right there? That screw looking thing with the circle, that's where your filter goes in. Now, from what I've always learned is that your filter doesn't really need tools to put it in. You should just be able to tighten up with your hand. Now, if you move it around, you should be able to get your thread. It should kind of thread in by itself. So take your time and get it to thread in. Don't force it. And once it threads in, it should go in right in easily. You see that? And I was always taught to tighten it. And once it gets tight, go ahead and give it another quick turn to make sure it's really tight. So that's what we're gonna do. And then once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and start putting the oil in. As you can see, my tool is still stuck there. So I'm gonna have to get it out. It's not a big deal, but don't worry about the tool until you're done doing your oil change. And then go ahead and worry about it. Until then, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze it off to the side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put my oil in. All right, so now that we have the oil filter changed, the drain plug tightened up, we're gonna go ahead and put the oil in. I always like using whatever the oil cap says. So it's the 5W20. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 4.4, 4.5 quarts. I like using my gigantic funnel here. It's stupid friendly. So if I spill a little bit of oil, it'll definitely land where it needs. This thing is huge. The only thing bad about this one is you gotta hold it. Now that because this thing uses 4.4, 4.5, I think it's 4.4. This is a 4 quart. So it's gonna use all of it, okay? There's nothing to spare. And then you're gonna use a little bit half of a quart. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this sucker. I'm gonna just put it all in there, man. We'll see how it goes without spilling it. All right, so let's do this. All right, so now that I let that drip, I'm just gonna put a little bit more. I'm not gonna fill it up a lot because, like I said, it shouldn't need a lot. Just need a little bit. And I think we're good to go. Yep. Maybe a little more, and that's it. All right, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Oh, what a mess. No problem. I'm gonna leave it like that, and then I'm gonna call it good. All right. Oh, now remember, you could use this old bottle right here for your old oil, and then you could just take it to get recycled at O'Reilly's. They'll let you do like 1 bottle, I think, or 2 bottles a month, something like that. So they have this new government program that they have to actually write your license and your information when you drop off oil. I guess they want to know how much oil you're changing to make sure you're not a business or something. I don't know. That's the excuse. But anyways, so now that we're done, I'm gonna go ahead and close it off. I'm gonna crank it, let it run, check the oil level, and then I'm gonna reset the light. So that should be almost there. Now that I have the oil change done, it's time to check the oil. This is your dipstick right here. Make sure to clean it. That way you can get an accurate reading. And once you drop it in again, it should come back out. And what you're gonna see is your oil should be at the second little circle right there, and that usually means that you are good to go. I believe that if it's at the first circle right here, you still need to add a quart. I think that's the way it goes, but it's good to go. Super clean. And now I'm gonna go ahead and reset the oil light, and then we are gonna be completely done. So let's go reset the oil light, and then should be good to go. All right, so this is how you reset the oil light on a Honda Element. You gotta drop the key, put it on, like if you're about to turn it on, you press the little button here on the side, which is your, I guess, the information button that changes your speedo. You gotta hold it, and then there it goes. It starts blinking. Press it again. Hold on. Never mind. Let me do it again. You gotta hold it. I forgot, you gotta hold it. So you gotta hold it. Wait a little bit. It's gonna flash. Hold it again. Gotta hold it. Just hold it. And then it'll turn to 100. And that, my friends, is how you reset the oil light on the Honda Element. That's it. You're good to go. Now, I have changed the oil. We are good to go. So, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. And now, it's time to change the cabin filter. I haven't changed it in a while, and I don't remember if I did change it or not when I got this Element. But I did buy it, and I'm going to go ahead and slap it on. So make sure to stay in your element. Check out the online store. Got a lot of merchandise, cool stuff in there. I'm always switching things out. Some of my personal design, Honda Element designs, 50 Chevy trucks. But my main thing is that you enjoy the content. Make sure to leave me a like, comment. I don't even mind your negative comments. I enjoy that. So be cool. Take it easy. Stay in your element.